Morning, one backpackers. We are now in Sarajevo, and we're just about to get our breakfast. It's 10 a.m. already. It's late, but we're on holiday, right? So we have to enjoy. Exactly. Well, anyway, today we're gonna explore this city, and we will show you this underrated European capital of Bosnia.
So stay tuned. It feels like in Turkey, right? Lokum, the Turkish delight, and also baklava.
We are walking in the old town of Sarajevo, and the street really looks like Middle East, you know, like Turkey. It really reminds us of our time in Turkey. It's amazing.
It feels like a strong Ottoman influence in this place.
It looks really like somewhere Oriental, right?
The settings of the city, the souvenirs, the food really remind us of Turkey. I feel like we are being transported back to Turkey.
Right in the middle of Balkan. How do you like Sarajevo so far?
Love it. Good food, good weather, and yeah, well, what else?
It feels really unique here with the mixture of East and West.
So this city is full of mosques, and they're beautiful. So now we're going to check out one of them. Well, too bad the mosque is closed, but even from the outside, it's already so pretty. Well, we also see some people praying from the outside because the mosque is closed. This big complex was built by Gazi Husrev. He built so many things like the mosque, the hammam, the school, and many other important buildings. So we are now in Sarajevo, as we mentioned, and surprisingly we met another Indonesian. Hello. This is Mbak Retno. She is from Kediri and she works in the Indonesian embassy. It's such a nice coincidence. And here we also have the locals.
Yeah,
Rafid. It's so nice to meet them here, and yeah, we are happy to make friends here. So, well done, Bosnia. Thank you.
Thank you.
So this is the Galleria Novihram. It used to be a synagogue here, but nowadays it's used as an exhibition gallery.
Bielojanie za sobą, ja povedom, Bielojanie, Bielojanie za sobą.
Oh, bravo, bravo. Yeah, me too. Oh.
I'm now standing on a very interesting point of Sarajevo. This is where East meet West. So on that side, it's influenced by the Ottomans, so that's why it looks like Turkish, while on the other side, it's influenced by the Austro-Hungarian, which makes it look like the European. It's really amazing how two different cultures, two different styles just collide in Sarajevo. And actually they're just separated by one single line. So we are now in the Austro-Hungarian area, so it really have this European feeling. And behind me we found cathedral instead of mosque.
So far so good in Bosnia. We've been enjoying our time so much in Sarajevo. It's been a really pleasant surprise, especially with the mixture of east and west over here. And the best thing is the sun is shining. After spending 1 week in Serbia with the cloudy weather, finally the sun is back.
Wow, I'm truly impressed with Sarajevo. In such a small city, we have seen mosques, we have seen synagogue, we have seen cathedral, and now the Orthodox Church. Well, this is truly the Jerusalem of Europe. So this is the ruins of the inn, and interestingly, you can stay here for free back then, and it can accommodate up to 90 people according to the information we read. And beside this inn, there is also a shopping mall or a bazaar, and I think we can check it out, right?
Yep.
Let's go. This reminds us a bit like Grand Bazaar in Istanbul. Let's check this Galleria Isfahan. It looks like they sell pretty stuff. This is one of the best souvenir shop in Sarajevo.
You can find all kind of things.
Everything is so pretty here. Well, this is the problem when I'm traveling with one backpack. I cannot buy anything. So annoying. In the old times, this place was a hotel, so you can put your horses here, and then the upper part is the guest room. Now I'm standing in front of the City Hall of Sarajevo, and this is one of the most beautiful buildings in Sarajevo. If you look closer to the building, it has this Moorish style, which is similar to the buildings in Cordoba in southern Spain, or maybe something like in Morocco. Well, in the old days, this building used to serve as a library, and they have a great book collection, but too bad it was destroyed and damaged. Luckily, nowadays they managed to renovate it, they managed to rebuild it, and now it serves as a city hall.
Okay, now we are out of the Sarajevo Old Town, and our next destination is to take the cable car to go to the mountain next to Sarajevo, and hopefully we can get a nice view over the city.
Well, we're lucky as well because it's quite empty here.
Yeah.
And we heard it can take up to 1 hour just to queue.
Exactly, in
So-
normal time. But luckily we're off season and extra quiet due to the corona, I guess. Here, go.
Here we are inside the cable car. We bought the ticket. 20 kuna per 20
Mark.
mark per person, sorry. Okay. Up. It's a private cable car. Just the two of us. Almost there. Getting closer. Woo! So we finally arrived, and we are now walking to the viewpoint. I'm so looking forward with this nice weather.
This is the viewpoint over Sarajevo. It's a wonderful view over the city, right? And you can see the old part of the Sarajevo and also the newer part with all the skyscrapers. But the city is sort of like blanketed in some smoke, as you can see. We are now walking on the abandoned bobsled track on the Trubevik mountain above Sarajevo, and this was used during the Olympic back then.
Since this is abandoned, let's imagine that we are actually playing the bobsled. It's already dark here, and now we are going down, and hopefully we can enjoy the night view of Sarajevo. This is our second day in Sarajevo, and the weather is not so good. But yeah, now we are in front of a really historical house. So this is a typical Ottoman house, and yeah, we're gonna check it out. Let's go. We bought the ticket, 3 marks per person, and now we are going to enter the house. This kind of house is a typical Muslim residence in the 18th, 19th century. The most important part of the house, the toilet.
Ta-da!
The dining room is quite different with the Western style because you sit on the floor. It's super cozy, right? This particular room really reminds me of Japanese house because the owner slept on the floor like this in that mattress, and after that he can or she can just roll this mattress, put it somewhere so this room can be used for something else. It's similar to futon in Japan, right? Right now I'm sitting in Kamaria. The word Kamaria is derived from an Arabic word called Al-Kamar, and this Al-Kamar itself means the moon. So the idea of this whole place is this place is lit by the moonlight, which sounds so romantic and so poetic. This is the garage of the house because this is where the horses are stored. This is a foot hatch, and this is quite unique because this foot hatch is designed in such a way so that the women did not have to meet random men when they want to serve the food. This is how it works. Ta-da!
And this is the other side of the food hatch. Hello.
We cannot eat. The biggest difference we found between this traditional house and the modern house is in this traditional house, each room has its own function. Besides, in this traditional house, the rooms are designed in such a way that the men and the women are clearly divided. The women do not even have to meet the random man, even when the guests are coming. We are now in the Tunnel of Hope. This is suggested by so many people, so I think this is like must go or must visit place in Sarajevo. We just bought the ticket. It's 10 mark per person. So Tunnel of Hope is located right next to the airport. We can even see the plane there. But anyway, our first destination now will be the video room. Let's check it out. We've just watched this small documentary about the tunnel itself and also about the siege of Sarajevo in 1992 to 1995. Well, it's really heavy. At least for me, it's heavy. I cannot imagine that on average 300 bomb shells just rained on Sarajevo every single day. And more than 10,000 people were killed. There were kids, there were women, there were men, elderly. Everybody just killed. Damn, this is so heavy. This 600-meter long tunnel was built by these people manually. They built this tunnel for 4 months. Next part of the tunnel is this museum, so we are going to check this out. And now the last part is the tunnel itself.
So between 1993 and 1995, this tunnel is literally and figuratively the city gate of Sarajevo because people can only enter Sarajevo from this tunnel.
So here we are in the Tunnel of Hope. This is the tunnel that have saved Sarajevo. It's so dark, but yeah, we're gonna go through it.
So this tunnel is a memorial for the Sarajevo tunnel that saved this city, and only a small part of it can be visited actually because the rest was already closed. But the small part that was visited was still authentic, and it gave us really the real feeling of how it was in the tunnel.
We've just heard the story from one of the staff. So he's actually in the war. He was still a little kid. It's bad to hear that he has to experience war in his childhood. But yeah, it was really, for me, I cannot imagine. I mean, like 9-year-old kid have to think how to survive in the bomb shell, have to eat whatever available. Well, I was just playing when I was 9, so I think I should be grateful for what I have.
All its importance, I guess this tunnel sort of reminds me of the air bridge to West Berlin, when the Allied forces tried to keep West Berlin afloat when it was still surrounded by the wall of East Berlin.
The message of this place is always make peace and not war, because war only brings darkness and misery to people's life. That was our journey in Sarajevo, Bosnia. We are truly impressed with this small city. In this little city, we witnessed the collision of the Eastern and the Western culture. We saw the Ottoman style and the Austro-Hungarian style met in the city. Besides, this small city also has a big impact on the world history. Well, we also enjoyed a lot of good food, we enjoyed a lot of good drinks, we met beautiful people. It was really a pleasant day. To be honest, we didn't plan too much about Sarajevo, but it really exceeded our expectation. So thanks all of you for giving us some suggestions, for helping us to enjoy this beautiful city. Anyway, we are moving forward to our next destination. We are going to go on further with our journey, so make sure to always check out our video, to always watch our video, and of course don't forget to subscribe!